You're watching the American Championships on ESPN. Softball tournament here in the heart of Greenville, North Carolina, historic town, and a big-time tournament. These are two power clubs getting after it. Second round coverage. North Texas, one of the best offenses in the league, and UTSA loaded up with freshman talent as we continue this first day of action. Here's where we sit in the tournament. All chalk so far. Charlotte, a nice win over Tulsa a moment ago, and the winner of this takes on the host school, East Carolina, as we tick forward in second round coverage. Thanks for joining us here at Max R. Joyner Family Stadium. Evan Budrovich with Maria Trivalpiece. Maria, first and foremost, the heavy hitters continue to win, and this North Texas team is loaded. Those top seeds have been taking the victory so far today, and when you talk about a loaded team, North Texas is exactly that. So much offense, and they can get some good pitching, especially from Annika Anderson, who they'll start today. If UTSA is going to pull the upset today, Skylar Rucker has to continue her impressive tournament. She was incredible early today, especially at the plate. 4 for 5, some great singles, also ran the base as well, just doing a little bit of everything at the plate. In addition to that, though, she was incredible in the outfield as well, coming up with some big plays for the Roadrunners. Here she is, robbing a hit over the fence. Rucker doing it all for UTSA. And another player that does it all for her team is Madison Conley of the Mean Green, one of the biggest offensive threats in the American. So much power, so much pop, 16 home runs. She's lethal at the plate, Evan, and the Mean Green will need all of that here today if they want to walk away victorious. Final ticket punched into day 2 of action here in the American. When we come back, North Texas, UTSA, right after this. Dan Studeman's lineup scored 8 runs earlier in an impressive win over Memphis today. Brooklyn Metter impressive in that performance, and Katia Reyes, the starter, multi-year shortstop, anchors this lineup offensively. The Roadrunners will face a pitcher in Annika Anderson, who's been solid all year long. The junior, one of the best numbers in the league, and solid in the circle. She's been so great for this North Texas team, and when they need a win, this is who they go to. Here's Savannah Collins with more.
Well, you talked about the X's and O's that are going to be at stake for UTSA today, but let me bring you into another element of the game that assistant coach Jim Bray works with his team on. It's the visualization. He actually said it's been fairly easy because they've been here at ECU so often lately, and what that looks like is talking through happy memories that you've had in a game. It's not necessarily where you are. In fact, a lot of times when you're visualizing winning, it comes down to what's the jersey color everybody had on? Whose face did you see? So he talks them through that process of what does it look like and what is it going to look like when they win. It's been a big part of their season and something they've been doing in this tournament to continue visualizing those wins to advance through the tournament.
The positive vibes continue, and sometimes it's all about fine dining and breathing. And here for UTSA, snapping a 5-game losing streak with a nice win over Memphis earlier this afternoon. And North Texas, who won the regular season series at the end of March, now they match up for a chance to face ECU tomorrow. And Skylar Rucker with her first 4-hit game of the year goes hacking right away to begin this first inning.
I love what Savannah just talked about, because we break down, as she said, the X's and O's, but this game is one between the ears. Softball is so mental. There's so much time to think, and if you're not mentally prepared for games, then you're going to struggle.
Anderson dots it up quickly, and a nice start for the Tulsa transfer in the circle.
Annika Anderson can get into the mid-60s, and the big thing for her is spinning the ball. Here's this pitch, the screwball on the outside corner, and Moffitt behind the dish, giving that nice frame for her pitcher.
Just one start for Anderson on the weekend back in March against UTSA. Her club won it, but gave up 4 runs in 4 innings. And Sabrina Wick, the first-team all-conference second baseman, has had a breakout year out of Colony, Texas. Good first-year numbers, but even better in the second year. Puts one in play towards left. And there's the sister duo making the catch out there. Blaze takes advantage of it with her sister Riley starting at third.
There's a lot of sister duos and even trios in this. When we get to South Florida, they have 3 sets of sisters on their roster. Here at North Texas, we have Blaze and Riley McNeamer patrolling that left side of the field.
Even Memphis with a set of sisters, too. I love it. The whole weekend. The sisterhood of the traveling softball gear. Tara Madlock, who's got a team that's playing well right now. 8 runs to beat Memphis earlier today. Madlock fights it off. And the left side's covered by the McNeamers. The right side's covered by the all-conference Conley. And everything else in the middle is sucked up by Daniels, the stud shortstop. Help out Annika Anderson, who's dotting up the zone and almost gets strike 3 there, just high in Joe Havenhill's zone.
Annika Anderson is so effective when she can start ahead on hitters. She has the velocity, but her strength is that spin, and so when she can work ahead, she can then play with hitters through the zone.
What a quick start for Anderson. 2 quick Ks to get things rolling. North Texas hits next. So this North Texas offense under Coach Cody White, loaded with power. The Moffitt-Conley duo, first-team all-conference. And this is a lineup, Maria, when they're rolling, can hit as good as anybody in the country.
There's so much home run potential. You have Madison Conley, Elizabeth Moffitt, and then you have somebody like an Araya Mitchell who has such great hand-eye coordination, gets on base a ton. It's just so lethal in what they can bring to the plate.
So Arlette Hernandez pitched all but a couple outs in the early game today, and Arlette has thrown a ton of doubleheaders this year. UTSA, due to weather, has had some issues playing doubleheaders all year long, so Arlette's ready to rock and roll. Innings leader and strikeout leader in the conference. Now it's to stop Casey Slovak, the DP, in this loaded North Texas order. The 2 stars, of course, double-figure home runs, but players up and down the lineup that have 25 or more RBI. Led the league in doubles, hits, second home run. There's a lot of power. And a good take from Slovak.
Casey Slovak, a freshman that worked her way into this lineup. Didn't start as much early on in the year, and then the more that she played, the better she got, capitalizing on a lot of opportunities, and now in the leadoff spot for the Mean Green.
Starts in 9 of her last 10 games, coming on strong after being largely reserved for the freshman. A 3-1 count coming. Last summer, Casey competed in the United World Games in Austria and Germany, which is pretty neat, coming out of high school like that at Ennis, Texas. And goes to work. 3-1 to open this first at bat. Quality hack.
Cody White told us earlier in the year that Casey Slovak is going to be a talented player as she continues in her career at North Texas, and we've seen that play out in her first year in a Mean Green uniform. And it's the way she's so versatile, right? She has a triple threat at the plate: speed, power, a great eye.
Slovak to second. And there's Wick, the all-conference second baseman, all over it. Ooh, they had the lifted foot there, too. The whole dancer kick with the first out.
You love the dances. That's one of your favorite parts of softball, right?
That's part of me wishes I switched worlds. I didn't play junior college baseball growing up. Went away for Araya Mitchell. Araya's on a heater. Last 5 games hitting .460. Including a big-time weekend against South Florida. They lost all 3 games, but Araya was a hit machine in that weekend down in Tampa. Right on the heat from Arlette Hernandez, who can strike out just about anybody in this conference.
It's not only the speed from Arlette Hernandez. Again, it's going to be that movement. She gets some late jump on those pitches, and that's why she's thrown so many innings for UTSA this year.
Quickly 0-2. Araya overcame a UCL injury in her first semester under Coach Cody White. Big-time growth. Played at the D2 program that Cody previously coached at. And was a World Series team, but back healthy this year, making a huge impact with a jump to the American. And now 2-2 count.
Cody White says Mitchell's somebody who's always been a confident person, but she rises to the challenge in big games. So not much bigger of a moment than here in the American Conference Tournament. Let's see how she rises to this occasion.
Good rise ball as well, and there's 2 away.
Arlette Hernandez just picking up where she left off and doing what she does best, striking out hitters. Here's her rise ball that starts at the belt. Do you see how much that jumped? No wonder Araya Mitchell struggles to hit that. The break on that pitch from Hernandez is absurd.
This is the 4th time Arlette's thrown doubleheader days as the starters find a ways to grind through almost 200 innings of work this year. Just an absolute machine in the circle. And faces one of the big boppers, Addison Conley, with 16 bombs.
It's funny, I asked Arlette Hernandez after the first game, are you tired? And she chuckles and said, yeah, but I'll be good.
Facing Cody White's lineup, who was a juggernaut at Central Oklahoma the last 5 years. Brought his staff over with John Hunter. He called him his Coach Beard from Ted Lasso. Those two were through thick and thin together. And they've produced big-time bats. Now, they have lost 6 straight coming in, but this is a lineup that when they're clicking can be very dangerous. Look at that career record at Central Oklahoma. Very impressive. 9 trips to the Division II World Series. And this North Texas team, 3 wins away from getting their own ticket. And here's a 2-out walk to extend the inning.
You want to find people to lead your program who have won before, and Cody White did that at Central Oklahoma, and so now he's trying to translate that here to North Texas. And look, Evan, I know that they've lost their last 6 games, but this team has so much potential, especially offensively. If they get on a run, they're not somebody that you want to face.
And here's the fiery catcher and emotional team leader, Elizabeth Moffitt. Another first-team all-conference grabs, and the first all-conference catcher since Kaylee Christensen, who was a stud 3 years ago at North Texas. Single-season batting average leader. Puts one in play and fights it off, hitting .404, which is bonkers-type National Player of the Year type numbers for Elizabeth Moffitt.
Cody White said keeping both Elizabeth Moffitt and Annika Anderson on this roster when he took the job were the most important goals he had when he stepped into Denton, Texas.
Recruit 1 and recruit 2, right? And keeping those big studs on campus. Great point.
And it makes sense, too, right? You see the numbers that Moffitt has put up, and it's not just her offense, it's her leadership behind the dish as well.
Moffitt grinding out a quality at bat after the walk. That works a 3-1 count. That is a difficult duo to navigate for Arlette Hernandez. And did something get stuck in the eye or the helmet here?
I'm not sure.
Moffitt.
Looks like it might have. Reaching in through her helmet. She's smiling, though.
Yeah, it is humid, so bug season is undefeated here in North Carolina, especially with some humidity rolling into town tonight.
These are the days where I'm grateful I'm up in the booth and not patrolling the dugouts like Savannah Collins is right now, battling the sun, battling the bugs.
Get your bug spray, Savannah. It's a team effort down there. So 3-1. Gets her swinging with that rise ball. It's been working early.
And she locates that pitch. Difficult to hit, has that late break, the late jump, and then she also has some curve and changeup ability as well. And there's Savannah Collins. Looks like she has her soda ready to rock and roll.
More importantly, a smile as the two-out walk extends it. She's also been standing for 12 hours. That's why she's leaning on the railing, because it's a long day.
Somebody get Savannah a seat. We need like a folding chair or something. She has been doing such hard work for us on the sidelines.
We got a Costco now and those new stadium chairs that can bend and rock with you.
Oh, okay. I think we need one of those.
You see those at Little League games all across the country now. They're picking up steam. So Brady Harmon hits with 2 outs. Savannah hanging in out there.
Man, I'm having a great time. And you know what, Maria? You asked me a couple games ago what my favorite cheer of the weekend is going to be. And I've had this perfect view of the North Texas dugout. They have claps and chants and cheers going on for every hitter. It is tailored to that batter's name. And it is very complicated, but it is in the lead as my favorite as of right now. They have got it rocking. I would not know how many games they have lost in a row based on the energy I'm seeing from them right now.
Oh, I love that. I'm going to need a full report on every single individualized cheer, though.
Oh, God.
So I am really, we talked a lot about these coaches, Savannah, challenging their players to be better. Here I am challenging you to a whole different level of reporting, and I need you to elevate to the championship level that we're at right now.
Okay, I can think I can nail down one of these claps. Just give me a couple innings.
All right, I have faith in you.
We'll give it to the end of the week to get a cheer for one of us up here, too. As we come
I love it. I love it.
Harmon on 1-2, pops it to second. And that'll quiet North Texas for the moment. UTSA is scoreless first in this second round action.
This is where success is earned, never given. Where character and grit break the status quo, and competition drives ambition. Ignited by innovation, united by mission, bold in service. It is set in stone. One footprint, 15 world-class institutions, one conference. This is the American, built to rise.
Season 2 of Athletes Unlimited Softball League. Loading 6 teams take the field in their home markets. Each stacked with a lineup worthy of the spotlight. The AUSL on ESPN. This is legendary.
Busy summer continues. A 47-game regular season, second year of the AUSL, and it just gets better and better, right, Samantha?
Without a doubt. It's going to be a great summer of softball. No reason to stop watching after the Women's College World Series. Just roll right into the summer. And you know what, Maria, Evan, I'm going to give you two a team. I know we're only in year 2 of the AUSL, but I know where y'all live and hang out. So, Maria, I think you're just going to have to be a Texas Volts fan. They are right down the road from you in Austin. They've got a stacked roster for this season. Just picked up Nyjah Kennedy in the college draft. Evan, I mean, you got to be a Carolina Blaze fan. I hope you're cool, rocking pink and orange. They got Carlin Pickens, the #1 overall pick in the draft. So I'm helping you guys pick out your fandom now so you're ready come June 9th.
Those Tennessee and Texas Tech fans are ready to see their stars go on to the next level. There's a quick pop-up to begin the second inning.
Listen, Savannah, my favorite color is purple, so I think I'm on board as being a Volts fan.
Fun summer continues. They've had some games here in Greenville as well, mixed in with Little League World Series every summer. That just adds a little layer to a softball-rich town. First time hosting here in 4 years. And a hard liner that's snagged. Wow, Anderson's got no-look charisma in the circle.
I think Danica Anderson might be one of the most unfazed human beings I've seen. Being around the program, getting to call some of their games this year, she's so calm in the circle. And here, just sticks her glove out, says, I'm going to help my own cause.
She surprised herself. Maybe she did.
I mean, if you're Michaela Madrid in that situation, though, you have to be pleased with that swing. She could not have hit that any better. Just a liner right up the middle.
The junior ace of this North Texas staff is dealing today. And facing a freshman stud in Hernandez, who's as good as anybody. So here's Samantha Mundine, the center fielder. Just watch the steady composure, right? Because this ball's hit, what, 70 off the bat? And
right.
Phaser.
Oh, we got even in slow-mo. Even in slow-mo, it looks fast.
I like the homage to the top 10. If you're watching on a busy day of college softball, bookmark that one for later. Mundine with 4 starters hitting above 300. This is a good top half of the lineup. And that was 3-2. By the way, Maria, I think the teams are tied here. The Blaze in orange and the pink bat of the Talons. We got a lot of competition. This is popped out of play.
Look at that AUSL tie-in. I love that. We're going to have to duke it out in the summer, Evan. I'm going to be texting you, maybe trolling each other, depending on what team does well.
By the way, there's flowers on the handle of that bat, which caught my attention. And an easy fly ball out to end it to McNeamer. How about this pitcher getting the job done for North Texas? Busy championship season continues. May 20th down in Clearwater. The baseball tournament underway. Watch all the games on ESPN Plus. Championship on ESPN News, American.org. for the full schedule look at beautiful Clearwater area. That's become a long-time standing home of the tournament, and Maria Vanelli, get your suntan in that week because it is the home spring training of the Phillies in that ballpark, so to speak.
Lots of sunscreen is required for the American Baseball Championship, whether you're a player, reporter, or a spectator. Bring it all.
New format in the baseball side of things, too, really rewards those top 4, if not the top 2 teams. Extra buys mixed in. Very similar now to the softball format,
You want to make the regular season mean more.
where Wichita State and South Florida here in softball wait for a couple of winners. They'll play Friday. And tomorrow, Florida Atlantic and Charlotte, with ECU waiting for the winner of this one. We saw Shane Winkler moseying around the park pregame. He was enjoying the things. Crushed. I hope Blaze McNeamer gets an automatic selection, a golden ticket for the AUSL Blaze coming up.
Right?
And then Riley, her sister, doing her part too.
The name would make sense.
Riley gets a piece here. And the Pirates are in the building, looking to see who they'll play tomorrow at approximately 2:30, give or take weather and format and all that fun stuff. There's a pop-up to right. And a quick gallop for Arlette Hernandez, who escaped 2 walks last inning.
And that's just the nature of how she's going to throw, right? When you strike out a lot of people, you also might walk some more batters as well, because you're trying to pinpoint locations and get people to chase. So sometimes you miss, and hitters are patient, and you put them on base.
And in today's analytical world, you combine a smaller strike zone with better hitters, with trained hitters, with now pitch simulation. Scoring's up across the country.
It makes a ton of sense as to why that is, right? I think you make a great point about the simulation, but it's the scouts as well, and also it's the approach that hitters are taking at the plate. I think you'll hear a lot of hitting coaches talking about hitters not expanding the zone, right? You want to make sure that you're so disciplined and only swinging at what you can drive, and so you're making pitchers be perfect, and it puts a lot of pressure on the arms in the circle.
Hernandez just weaved through a loaded top 5 in the lineup. Now the bottom 4 for North Texas. One of the stud second-team all-conference pitchers in this league against a great North Texas lineup. That'll stay up, and a walk here with 1 away.
Arlette Hernandez will throw a curveball and keep things east to west, but we've seen her use more of a rise in this game as well, and I think she's spinning it more to start that curve probably a little bit lower so that it does jump. And I think the good thing for Arlette Hernandez right now is this is her first time through the lineup, so she hasn't had to use that changeup yet, and she's been successful with the pitches that she has thrown.
There's McNeamer, number 2. Blaze, part of this fun sister tandem. 3 sets of sisters in this league. Oh, McNeamer. Deep shot left. It's deep enough to spark North Texas.
Blaze McNeamer getting the offense going for the mean green. Here's that rise ball I was talking about. See how it gets left on the inside part of the plate. Blaze McNeamer gets her hands to it. That ball slowly carries until finally it leaves the park. North Texas with a 2-0 lead.
Just the second home run of the tournament, a big hug. All over it, those McNeamer sisters having a blast. Riley and Blaze going back and forth, and now Taylor Platt out of the 9th spot.
That's what makes North Texas so difficult to pitch against, because you look at those hitters in the top half of the order, right? You have somebody like a Madison Conley or Elizabeth Moffitt who you know can hit the ball out. And then once in a while, you'll get somebody at the bottom who can do the same thing, like a Blaze McNeamer. She's hitting the 8th spot today, and she's providing the pop for North Texas.
How about back-to-back weeks for McNeamer with a home run hit one at South Florida that tied the first game of that series, and now comes to life. No time like May to get the power back going. Platt, who homered when these teams met in San Antonio, her lone shot digs in with one away. Platt gets a piece. Rucker is buried on that line, just waiting for something to fall her way.
She made a great defensive play in that first game today, ranging towards the wall, crashing into it, still coming up with the ball. You see that shift on again here from UTSA against these left-handed hitters.
Gives another test for Rucker. Argyle, Texas native, continues to swell good pitches.
There's the first changeup we've seen all day from Marlette Hernandez, going to it now to the 9-hitter in this North Texas order.
How about pitch 7 of this long AB? The battle brewing with Platt in year 2, who shined after a great freshman campaign. Consistently putting things together, especially on the defensive side for North Texas. How about the rally bucket joining the party?
We got a little bit of everything over there.
Artificial noisemakers, I'm all about it. Let them cook. And let Platt knock the base hit. That's a great at-bat out of the 9 spot.
Evan, that was very hip of you to say let them cook. I loved that, and I also think that North Texas loves this hit here from Taylor Platt. On the outside corner, all she's trying to do is make contact. Pushes it the other way through the 5-6 hole. Let Taylor Platt cook.
Laughing at her coaches after that hit, too. Shows you how wild that base hit was. Really good offensive club in North Texas. And now a pass ball that sneaks off the glove of Metter.
Well, I think she's chuckling because that pitch was in the dirt in the right-handed batter's box, and she just stuck her bat out there and made contact. And that's why softball can be so weird and so frustrating at times, because you can do everything right and get out, and then you can just drop your bat into this, out of the strike zone and get a hit. I like to think that the game eventually evens out, and so there was probably a line drive at some point this year that Taylor Platt just laced, and now this is her equilibrium of coming back to it.
Now our big boppers at the top can go back to work after meeting with Hernandez and her infield. Now, Coach Cody White was not too frustrated about the losing streak down the stretch. Put the top 2 teams in all those games, a couple of 1-run losses too. We said our clubs have one swing away every night. And we've seen the big power swing from McNeamer as that one's out of play.
Casey Slovak has been so good in the clutch for this North Texas team. She had a walk-off hit against Florida Atlantic earlier in the season. A 10-inning game that Annika Anderson threw every inning of. She's hitting .340 with runners in scoring position, so has been so great in the clutch.
So a 2-1 battle brews. Slovak, major league pop-up. And after 3 straight reads, there's the second out.
A pop-out is huge in this situation because something on the ground could move Taylor Platt up a base, and so Marlette Hernandez relying on that spin again to generate balls in the air.
Ryan Mitchell, the same idea. That'll stay in the yard, but not before Blaze McNeamer. How about time for your second home run of the year?
No better time, Evan, than this. Blaze McNeamer getting her team on the board early. Bye-bye, ball.
For all the power, Madison Conley and Elizabeth Moffitt. It's a new member of the party. Blaze McNamer helping out her sister Riley with a huge home run, and North Texas up 2-0 early. And UTSA wastes no time. Says, hold on a second. We got a ball game here in the third.
We saw this in UTSA's first game of the day, right? They go down 3-0 to Memphis in the first inning and immediately respond with 2 runs. And so picking up where they left off and saying, hey, look, you may have 2 on us right now, but this game is far from over.
That was Demir Stafford with a base hit. Here's Reyes taking a strike. The 2-year starter, shortstop, has been a stud over there defensively, and the bat's coming to play here too. Star Wars music for Annika is a neat touch. There's a swing and a miss and a punch out. Even the marketing staff's on point here in Greenville today.
Annika Anderson looking unfazed after that strikeout, just took some miles per hour off of it to get the K.
Madison Hornback out of the 9th spot. Hornback had some huge at-bats in the first game, right? Runners on base. And Hornback has become a stud defender. Now the bat looks to roll, coming from McLennan Community College, joining her former teammate in Reyes. They were part of multiple championship teams at the junior college level in 2023.
That's what you want, though. We talked about Cody White from North Texas, a winning coach. You want winning players on your team so that they can step up in postseason.
3-0 now on Hornback. He's got the Apple Watch buried beneath some thick batting gloves and wrist guards and elbow guard. She's loaded up on everything.
With the way that pitchers throw these days, Evan, I would be loaded up on any guard that you can put on the front half of my body.
She's got the face shield. She's a grinder at third base, takes bullets over there. And now lets the bat do the talking. There's a nice knock in the right. Second hit of the inning for UTSA.
Now, we did just see the home run from Blaze McNamer, but overall the ball hasn't been flying out of the park today. And so I think UTSA's approach to hit hard balls in the gap, in the hole, can bode well for them because that's the kind of contact that has generated runs for the Roadrunners today.
Skylar Rucker, fresh off the 4-hit game, takes the first pitch strike. Rucker's the hand-pick from Coach Studeman. If we're in the Hunger Games, we're putting her in the battle and going to work. I love that quote, talking about her sophomore outfielder. Who lays off here, a back pick to second.
We do a lot of calls throughout the year, Evan. That might be one of my top 5 quotes of the year from any coach. I'd pick Skylar Rucker to be in the Hunger Games with me. That says a lot about a person.
And if the world's falling apart, I'm calling Skylar Rucker. If she could save us in a duel to the death. Which a lot of coaches describe this tournament, especially the new format. Here's Van Studeman, 3rd year, and she's been an energizer and infuser. Most wins for UTSA in over a decade. 2015 has been a nice jump here for the Roadrunners. They got a massive hack there.
I loved our conversation with Van Studeman, too. She just brings so much positive energy. She says anytime somebody asks her how she's doing, she says, "Fantastic." I can't confirm that. I was on the field pregame, and Cody White said, "Hey, Van, how you doing?" And she said, "Fantastic."
Sticking to her brand. And there's the second out, moving a couple runners forward. And today's influencer era, you have to know what you're known for, right? You got to stick to it.
You have to stay on brand. There's NIL to be had. There's social media posts to make. And so Van Studeman is fantastic. It's on her Zoom call as well. We love it.
Coach Studeman's offense is threatening here in the 3rd. And Sabrina Wick, one of the young stars, one of 7 sophomores on this UTSA team. A lot of young starters, too. Rucker and Wick, sophomores 1 and 2 in the order. And Rucker gets one up the middle. Nice knock for a run, and that's it. So it's 2-1 now.
Eva Daniels was shaded a little bit in, and you see Sabrina Wick just hit this ball right back up the middle. That's what you need to do with runners on second and third with 2 outs. You need at least 1 run back after giving up 2 in the bottom half of the second, and Wick doing what she's called upon to do.
So Tara Madlock goes first pitch at. A home run leader for UTSA, who had 3 different at-bats to win the game earlier today against UAB, but it took some late magic to pull out a 8-6 win. Tigers scored 3 in the 7th and threatened with runners on. Now runner heads for second, easily in there.
Now you have 2 outs, and you've had 2 outs, but just thinking, get that next play at first, right? Don't worry about where the runners are. Just make the last play and get yourself out of the inning if you're North Texas.
Madlock, who launched a go-ahead home run Friday in this park. UTSA was here at East Carolina. They lost the series by a sweep, but Madlock did her part. And hits one hard again. This is carrying to the track for McNeamer. UTSA gets a run back as we go to the bottom of the third.
These Roadrunners not going down without a fight, put a run on the board. Coach, how important was that leadoff hit, pushing a run across to change the momentum of this game?
Absolutely huge. We need that momentum. We need that little bit of hope, that we can bounce back and get this win.
You decided to go with Arlette again. She pitched earlier today. Have you seen that ability from her to be able to power through, come out a second time in a game, and that confidence that you have to be able to go to her again?
Yeah, she wants the ball and she wants to be out there. And as long as she wants the ball and wants to be out there, she's going to be out there.
And can I get a check-in on Billie Jean the Fish?
Billie Jean is rocking in here. She's rocking in here and keeping us all focused and ready for the fight.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Hey, that Fish is living the time of its life, right? Having a week of college athletes keep an eye on you and continuing to keep winning and moving on, too, with the game earlier today.
Billie Jean the Fish is 1-0, undefeated right now. That's all I'm going to say.
There are hundreds of coaches across the country tapping into the local PetSmart or Petco to figure out how to find a win this time of year. And Madison Conley gets the inning started. I guess it's dark enough now for Hernandez to take off her shades. And the all-conference Conley has hit everybody hard this year. 16 home runs. Pops this one up, though. That's a nice job jamming one of the better hitters in the American Conference.
I beg the catcher number 6, Elizabeth Moffett.
Big hack from Moffett.
The ball actually gets stuck in the backstop.
There's a souvenir for everybody.
Brooklyn Metter having to jump up to grab that ball. Look at all that athleticism. You love it.
That's what sports are about. Show me something that you can do. Moffett walked her first time. Swinging a scorching hot bat entering this tournament. Hits in 9 of her last 11 games. The average has been above 400 since even before the spring equinox, going back to late February. Which that sounds more like mop than moth, right? I'll have to check in on that cheer. She gets jammed again, and Hernandez is there.
Sounds like a combination of mop and moth, and maybe it's a play on words. And again, that's why we have Savannah Collins. She's doing all the heavy lifting of figuring out the cheers and chants. But doing some heavy lifting right now for UTSA is Arlette Hernandez, getting two of the best hitters in the American to pop out, and that's where that curved spin comes into play.
So that Moffitt-Conley duo held in check in this one, 0 for 2. They struggled last week against South Florida, just to combine 2 of 17, and that's why part of the reason North Texas lost its last 2 series entering the tournament. Can others help out? This is laced in the gap, and that gets down. Good swing from Brady Harmon, who's chugging for a double.
Brady Harmon has one of the most difficult jobs in this North Texas offense because she's hitting behind Madison Conley and Elizabeth Moffitt. She is the protector of the two, and this is why she's so great in that spot. That pitch, low and outside. See how she gets her foot down early, but still keeps that weight back to drive it into the gap. She wants to make opposing pitchers know, hey, you can walk those two to get to me, but I'll make you pay as well.
And then the McNeamer sisters are waiting in the wings. Here's Riley, who's been in a slight offensive funk the last 3 weeks, but Coach White loves her defensive prowess at third. Played 3 years at Auburn, graduated summa cum laude 2 years ago, now getting her master's degree at North Texas. 175 games, too, a lot of experience for Riley. It's a 3-0 count.
Coach White called her the toughest player he's ever coached in his 13 years as a head coach. He said there's nothing that Riley McNeamer doesn't get through, whether it's sickness, whether it's injury. She's so gritty, and because of that, she elevates the other players on this team to push through things as well.
And the fifth-year senior takes a strike. Gritty, savvy teams can be dangerous this time of year. There's just 2 seniors on the roster, McNeamer and Lewinsky, who's a great pitcher, too. A lot of youth for North Texas, starting multiple freshmen this year. Walk extends his 3rd inning.
Up next, the shortstop, number 9, Daniel.
And 200 total pitches now for Arlette Hernandez between game 1 and game 3. Pitch up. Which now brings out the pitching staff. Mac Morgan with the conversation.
I think this is a good time to just take a deep breath, right? You know that this Roadrunners team is trying to fight for you offensively, and so now figuring out how to get your team back in the dugout. You have 2 outs. Yes, you have runners on first and second, but there's a force anywhere, and I think Mac Morgan just talking to her pitcher and Arlette Hernandez saying, hey, you can do this. We worked out of jams before.
Arlette was pulled in the 7th inning in the earlier game. A lot of folks in orange were holding their breath, but a nice job by Reagan Stout to get the final 3 outs and stop a late rally by Memphis. They had that game within a couple of runs in the 7th. There's a 1-out to Eva Daniels. Ricochets off her helmet on the foul ball. That was interesting.
See her shake her head. Okay, I think I'm good. Definitely not fun, though. So I always liked the cages. I told you I broke my nose. I don't think I'm trying to do it again at the plate.
Probably would have if not for that protection. Another good hack from the shortstop.
Yeah, Yeah, it's that rise ball from Arlette Hernandez on the inside corner, and she fouls it off into her helmet because it's spinning up and in already.
So now the 1-2. That time a chase, and Arlette Hernandez settles into the third. 1-run game through 3.
In the Mean Green dugout with Coach White. Coach, these hitters, we were just talking about it, they've been swinging at strikes. How have you liked the aggressiveness that they've shown? And they've had some loud outs too today.
Yeah, I think our approaches are right where we want them to be. 3 hits to show for. It's a good pitcher, obviously, in the circle. But, yeah, we want to be aggressive in the zone, but also run up the pitch count a little bit.
I want to ask you about your pitcher in the circle, Annika Anderson. How much confidence do you guys have when you see her just mowing down batters, making plays herself too?
Yeah, she can be the pulse of this team, and that's what we talked about her this morning. Said you've got to be the pulse, got to be the energy for us, and she's doing that.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, the pulse must be pretty low in terms of heartbeat because Anderson doesn't get phased by much.
Very steady in the circle, but that's what you need from a pitcher, right? Because they have the most pressure a lot of the times out of anyone on that field. So you want somebody who can be steady, who can be calm.
Brooklyn Metter actually got a piece of that with her bat, so it's fouled off. See Anderson with a no-look catch last inning, just doing her job. And works here against the middle of the UTSA lineup, going to the changeup this time.
I want to see Annika Anderson use that pitch more because of how it moves. It not only takes speed off, see how it falls away from those right-handed hitters? And you see that pitch that Anderson just threw came in at 60 miles an hour. That changeup, 46. So that's a 14-mile-per-hour difference that you have to try to time up. Tries to go back to it there, but misses. I like that decision, though, especially when you're ahead in the count.
And now a 3-2 count. So one of the surging hitters in this UTSA lineup. Brooklyn, a great earlier game. Notching 2 hits, driving in a key run in that 8-run output. Now works the walk.
What a battle from Brooklyn Metter there against Annika Anderson. She does swing and miss the changeup, but stays in there and forces Anderson to throw to her. Is patient and gets exactly what UTSA needs, which is base runners.
So Michaela Madrid gets a turn. Anderson only faced UTSA once. We're seeing a lot of matchups this week where pitchers who threw over the series in the regular year aren't facing their same team as much in the playoff. And you noted the library of at-bats some of these hitters have now logged. Michaela chases that one after hitting a bullet to Anderson her last time up.
And that's why Anderson goes to the changeup. That one 48 miles per hour in on the hands of Madrid.
That one's hit hard. And the only plays to first that time.
Brady Harmon ranging to her glove side on that. Ball needs to go to first. Too difficult to try to turn and get the lead runner. And you just need outs in this situation. Get your team back in the dugout to try to tack on some runs.
Samantha Mundine popped up to left, her first time. Now drives one to center. Just a long run for Platt. It's overhead. Tying run comes to the plate, and Matter's in there.
Taylor Platt was shaded in center field, and this ball laced by Samantha Mundine right back up the middle. It's way over the head of Taylor Platt, and another Roadrunner run comes across to score. It's such great clutch hitting from Samantha Mundine.
They call plucking for a reason, getting runs a feather at a time, and this UTSA team is hanging around with a dangerous offense in North Texas.
So I remember hearing from Savannah about that Billie Jean fish in the dugout, right? And it's that mentality of a beta fish is gritty, and it's just working hard and finding ways to survive. And I feel like Billie Jean has given this energy to UTSA. They've embodied that grittiness, that never say die attitude here in this tournament. Coming back from the 3-0 deficit against Memphis, and now here trailing 2-0, they tie it up again.
The Roadrunners, who've struggled their last two series entering this tournament, look like a revamped club. Most wins in almost a decade for the Roadrunners, and they're showing some confidence now. Lay it off that pitch for Damaris Stafford.
Stafford made good contact in her first at bat today as well.
Check swing towards us. There's a roof instead. Stafford held to one hit when these teams met in the regular year. And she's late on the rise pitch, 2-away.
Annika Anderson utilizing a little bit of everything to get hitters to get out. There's a foul ball from Stafford, then the screwball on the outside, a rise ball, and then finally ending that at bat with the rise ball, a strikeout from Annika Anderson. You see how she climbed the ladder with that pitch, started it lower and then worked it higher in the zone, and that's why Stafford chases it to get out.
4 strikeouts in 4 different ways for Annika. That's what makes her elusive stuff tough this time of year. But the 1-out double from Samantha Mundine, the difference in this one. It's pretty close, 1-2.
I'm okay with that miss on an 0-2 pitch, right? Still far enough away that it's a ball, but could hopefully get it chased.
Reyes evens the count. Anderson and Brittany Lewinsky, who have split much of the duties this year. They lean on Anderson here. And a high pop-up towards McNeamer. Oh, but it's miscommunicated, and it falls in there.
It's tough because that's a ball that probably needs to be caught. It's in the air for a long period of time. McNeamer and Daniels both going after it, but nobody talks to decide who's going to catch that ball.
So pitch 60 is lined to right. Here's Conley. She makes a diving catch. Even Savannah's blown away by that one. Great effort defensively.
Madison Conley can do it with the bat, but hey, she can do it with the glove as well. Her team needs an out here in this situation, ranging in foul territory. Coming up big, Madison Conley.
This is where success is earned, never given. Where character and grit break the status quo, and competition drives ambition. Ignited by innovation, united by mission, bold in service. It is set in stone. One footprint, 15 world-class institutions, one conference. This is the American, built to rise.
ESPN is your home for the Women's College World Series. May 28th is right around the corner. We'll have coverage on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN2 can dethrone Texas as the new champs in college softball. Good news, regional play is up and running next week. We're punching bids and auto tickets this weekend. Here the American second round coverage. Top seed South Florida and Wichita State wait until Friday to watch the carnage unfold. All the top seeds have moved forward, but here tonight, UTSA 2 straight runs to make things interesting here in the fourth. As Blaze McNeamer, who homered, gets things started. Sure kind of gets interrupted there mid at bat. They'll resume things for Blaze. Now a 3-0 count.
Just some quizzical looks. What happened?
It's like when you hit shuffle on the iPhone and you find something that wasn't on your playlist.
What's going on?
You got to be quick on your feet in these tournaments. Second game for UTSA today. North Texas gets to watch it all unfold, and there's strike one.
You're leading off an inning. You get ahead 3-0. I'm taking all the way in that situation.
It's a good take to start off the inning.
You need base runners, right? UTSA punches back, scores, ties this game up, and now how can you generate offense again if you're North Texas? We've seen some good at-bats and the big swing from Blaze McNeamer. Now she's on with a walk to lead off this inning.
Taylor Platt bunts. That's well done. And Hornback goes to second. Nice play and a better pick.
The awareness of this play and also the help from Sabrina Wick at second to make that pick is why UTSA has been successful defensively here today. Look at Madison Hornback, knowing that she can get the lead runner, getting off the quick snap throw, and then a great stretch and pick from Sabrina Wick over at second base.
So Casey Slovak in the top of this lineup could not move over on the bunt. Now they go swinging. It's out of play.
And that play starts not just with Madison Hornback making the play and knowing she could go to second. That began with Hornback getting so up in the face of Platt to be able to get her to hit that or bunt that ball right to her. So she takes it away and knows where she's going with it.
Now an easy pop-up for the second out. And here's Arlette Hernandez, who has gone pitch for pitch with almost anybody in this conference all year long in terms of innings and strikeouts. And she just keeps moving right along.
I think what's impressed me about her today is not the strikeouts, but more so finding a way to generate outs. And it's a North Texas team that hits the ball well, so she's spinning it more, not trying to strike everybody out, just trying to make sure that she can get these good hitters out for her team, making them pop up, forcing them to get underneath it.
Ryan Mitchell off to an 0-2 night, but she's been impressive here in the month of May, hitting everybody. Let's take. It is hard to square up Arlette Hernandez, and she's been throwing all day, all season, all year as a freshman.
You know, I've talked a lot about jump on pitches, right? But another part of her pitch is the tight spin. And so that RPM and keeping it so tight makes it really difficult to hit or square up as well.
Another foul ball here.
It's all about getting the barrel on the softball, and when you have tight spin on it, there's less amount of time that the ball is in the strike zone, and because of that, you have less of an opportunity to make solid contact, and that's why Arlette Hernandez is so good at what she does, because she keeps it so tight and away from the barrels.
Does just that. Able to elevate for a punch out, and her third K of the night keeps UTSA in it for 4. And the hits just keep on coming. 2-2 in the 5th. UTSA searching to be the first underseeded team to pull the upset so far. And North Texas, a 2-run homer early. Anderson and Hernandez are dealing back and forth, and we've been entertained through 4 innings.
I love the way that this team has been. Both of these teams have just been responding to the arms in the circle. So both Annika Anderson and Arlette Hernandez doing what they do best in spinning the ball, trying to generate strikeouts, and the hitters, every time they step into the box, get a little bit better, make some moves, try to see how they can generate some offense for their teams.
And here's Savannah Collins with more.
Well, I know we've been watching the North Texas dugout a good bit tonight, but there's something I've been looking for that Coach told us about coming into this tournament. He says, we need to buy in and believe even when the bad stuff happens, and that's what we've been working on. So last inning, when UTSA tied things up, I watched how that team responded to the foul ball that fell and didn't have some good communication on it, and this team coming back in. And I watched Annika Anderson spend time talking with her pitching coach. Then I watched the catcher, Elizabeth Moffitt, talking with Coach White about what she's seeing. And both of those athletes start to rally their dugout. So as we're watching this team cheer, it's also interesting to see how they're doing exactly what he's asked them to when things aren't exactly going their way. They're communicating, they're talking through it, and they're sticking together.
This first-year staff for North Texas is making some major strides. Of course, last year they epic run to the title. New coaching staff has come in. And a sharp line out for Madison Hornback to begin the inning.
Savannah, I think you make such an incredible point, because everybody can be happy and cheer when things are going your way. But what do you do in those moments where somebody drops the pop, strike out in a key situation? And that's what deciphers good from great. And if this North Texas team wants to be great like Cody White sees they can be, they need to do exactly what you just witnessed.
So here's the top of the UTSA lineup. Cody White inherited a big challenge. Of course, he kept his stars, which that's half the battle in this sport, but developed good culture too, despite a 6-game losing streak entering the tournament, where if UNT wins all 6 of those games, they may be the 1 seed in the league. That was the position they were in. But fall to the 6 because of the tight nature of the American this year. And here's Skylar Rucker taking a strike.
And everything is so close in this league as well. North Texas, for so much of the season, was near the top of the conference. And then their losses within those last 6 games have been close, right? They lost 2 close ones to South Florida. And so they're right there the difference between the number 1 team in this conference and the number 6 team in the conference is not very big. It's just who performed well on that given day, and I think you can't overlook anybody in this league because of that.
That's poked to right. A little tougher for Conley that time. Yeah, North Texas 2 wins away from being the 3, right? And they would play tomorrow in this spot. That's what ECU earned that right instead. And North Texas did win the season series over the Pirates, but that was in Denton. It'll be a little different in Greenville tomorrow with this home crowd rocking and rolling at sometime tomorrow.
And it's interesting because we just heard Savannah talking about the leadership and the players pulling each other in. It looks like some of that is going on right now, and what this North Texas defense is discussing in the circle. Elizabeth Moffitt, it looks like, having some words for her team, trying to settle them down here in the top of the 5th.
So as the top seeds keep moving right along, Charlotte and Florida Atlantic meet for a 3-game set. FAU won the regular season series. A close game tonight is all chalk so far. And then ECU has waited 2 days to host this park, 4 years, to be back at home, and they'll get ready for somebody tomorrow.
And whoever does play East Carolina in that game tomorrow, I think this place is going to be rocking. And we've seen so much competitiveness here tonight between North Texas and UTSA. You expect that from whoever wins this game tomorrow against the hometown team in a stadium where these fans love to come out and support the Pirates. The Pirates are getting ready to find out who their opponent is.
Shane Winkler in the front row, right? He's looking at every at-bat. The girls, a little less attention, but the coach is locked in. Sabrina Wick, the all-conference specialist, slaps one in the gap, and that gets down past Platt. Here comes the go-ahead runner, and UTSA strikes again with a double magic in the 5th.
That 1-2 punch of Skylar Rucker and Sabrina Wick has been so lethal for the Roadrunners because they've both stepped up in big situations, and there's also so much speed. So Sabrina Wick, knowing if she can make contact with this ball, Rucker has the speed to score. She pops this into the outfield. Taylor Platt does everything she can, but cannot come up with that ball, and the Roadrunners take the lead.
Now a pitching change for North Texas. Brittany Lewinsky, the senior ace, will enter. This is what makes UTSA dangerous all year. Runs in 3 straight innings, forcing a timeout. So Brittany Lewinsky goes to work. Her first pitch is bunted in front of the plate. And nice coverage to retire Taryn Madlock for the second out.
That was a beautiful bump, but Elizabeth Moffitt so quick behind the dish to come up and get that second out of the inning for North Texas.
Lewinsky, the innings eater, lead the American in total appearances this year, and in any tough spot, Coach White has a ton of confidence in Lewinsky. The Southeastern Louisiana transfer pumps in a strike.
Well, she has a rise ball, right? But the thing that works so well for Brittany Lewinsky is her changeup. And we saw Annika Anderson trying to spot hers earlier. And I think coming in this situation, the changeup becomes so important because UTSA is starting to square up the fast stuff. You need somebody like Lewinsky to come in and mix things up.
They threw a complete game win over UTSA back in March. That was really close, and the at-bat continues to matter. For the Roadrunners, following a 2-hit day from Sabrina Wick, who jumped in front. The megaphones or Gatorade cups. Find any way to create excitement. Now full count.
You have to get creative sometimes. I mean, UTSA has a fish. Like you're saying, megaphones, cups, all of it.
Nice job spoiling Lewinsky's pitch.
Especially second game of the day, you had to be here pretty early. Waited the game off. Now you're back on the field.
Good change of speeds, and Lewinsky cleans up the fifth. But it's time to stretch here in Greenville, and UTSA the early lead after this nice knock from Wick.
Sabrina Wick putting the team on her back. Up and out, hits this deep into center field. Roadrunners with the 1-run lead.
The American Championships continue here in Greenville, North Carolina. Gorgeous night in the eastern part of the state. All of a sudden, UTSA searching to break a perfect bracket if you like picking the lower seeds so far. But here are the Roadrunners. We go to the bottom of the fifth, riding their stud arm, Arlette Hernandez. And she has to deal with the North Texas lineup. It has the 1-2-run homer back in the second, but that's it so far.
But if you're North Texas trying to strike back, there's nobody else you'd want up other than Madison Conley with what she's been able to do this season for the Mean Green.
Who showed off her best Air Jordan skills with a diving catch to end a couple innings ago for the All-Conference outfielder. Even Savannah kind of looked at us with her eyes, and they went twice the size, right? That kind of effort from the right fielder was impressive.
And you needed it in that moment, too. North Texas trying to work out of the inning, something to pick them up. And she's done a great job with the bat, right? But when she can have those defensive moments as well, it's like icing on the cake.
That's how you dot it up if you're Arlette Hernandez, the freshman all-conference stud. And challenging one of the home run leaders in this league. Asia Moore is in a whole different territory, but Conley, the last 2 years, has continued to be a double-figure producer. Fitting, all those home run leaders are still alive in this tournament, which makes the next few days fun.
I know, especially if we get a day where the wind isn't like it was today and it's blowing a different direction. It's been so hard to get the ball out of the park here in Greenville because of the way it's been blowing. And if it blows out, I wouldn't want to be a pitcher.
How about this swing? There you go, Exhibit A, and the wind keeps it in. A long out for Conley.
On most days, that's a home run. She could not have hit that ball much better. Madison Conley lofting it to left field, but with the way that this park has been playing all day long, it's an out.
Only 7 miles an hour, but at times it was blistering up 20 earlier today. So 3-2 here in the fifth.
And And I think it's less about the miles per hour and more about the direction of the wind, right? Like it's creating some tunnels. Cody White said yesterday he was hitting fly balls to his team and it was just getting hung up there in the outfield.
Arlette Hernandez, who threw 140 pitches earlier, is nearing 100 pitches in this one, which she can definitely do it, but trying to get this lineup up a third time is a tough task.
The more at-bats that North Texas gets against her, the more creative she'll have to be, but she's been able to adjust so far.
Part of that power duo. Takes ball 3. A duo that Ann Long and company at South Florida held in check last weekend in Tampa, and that's why USF swept the series, earned the regular season crown, a co-champion with Wichita. And a walk here to Moffitt keeps things rolling with 1 out.
Arlette Hernandez did not miss by much on those pitches to Elizabeth Moffitt, and I'm sure she's hoping she can get some of those calls because you don't want to leave pitches over the plate to somebody like Elizabeth Moffitt. And so if you're UTSA, you have to be thinking, okay, how can we continue to hit those spots and maybe move it just an inch to get that pitch called?
And that bullpen for UTSA is quiet. There's girls in there, but they're watching Arlette Hernandez deal, which tells you the confidence in their freshman arm.
Well, Van Studeman told us that it's Arlette Hernandez's ball until she really can't go anymore. She even told us that in that interview with Savannah, talking about how much Arlette wants the ball. And so I think she'll be in that circle until somebody else has to take her out.
Brady Hardiman forced that change. Hardiman takes strike 1. And here's Savannah, more on Arlette.
I know this Roadrunner squad is rooting for Hernandez, but I'll tell you who's probably tuned into this game too and rooting for her. It's Mission, Texas, her hometown. She talked about how there's not a lot of D1 softball players from the Rio Grande Valley, and she just feels like she's putting on for them. Fell in love with the sport that her dad used to play when he played co-ed softball as she was growing up. She started the recruiting process very, very late. Not a lot of players coming out of that area. She's proud to represent with them when she steps into the circle.
Yeah, great story, Savannah. Her family's fascinating too. Some of the challenges with her brother, and to her credit, right as a freshman, eat up all these innings, Maria. Now she's essentially the team leader, the vocal leader of this young group.
And you can hear her teammates too just cheering her on and the support that they have for her. And so it's been so cool to see her have success, especially in her first year at UTSA.
Hoping the Roadrunners break some major barriers to their most wins and conference wins in almost a decade of time, which shows you this 7 seed a little better than what they're ranked coming in. 1 and 2 on Harmon. The loaded North Texas bats held in check. Just the 2-run homer back in the second, only 3 hits total. Until now, that's roped and right. There's a little 1-out rally.
How about Brady Harmon and the way that she swung the bat today? She had a double in her last at-bat, and now this one, more solid back to the right side. She's really going with that curveball from Arlette Hernandez on the outside corner. And if you're UTSA, you have to start thinking about, okay, next time Brady Harmon comes up, what are we going to throw her? Because it can't be that pitch again.
A quick team-initiated meeting. Riley McNeamer, who was as hot as any hitter in this lineup in the South Florida series, comes to the plate, takes a wicked hat. Now it's 0-2.
Riley McNeamer trying to get something going for North Texas. She knows she has a runner in scoring position, so I think that's why you see 2 aggressive hacks. That's what you want from someone in this spot, and so trying to help to add to the run total that her sister started.
Close take. In the last 2 weeks, the powerful North Texas bats have not had a solution for Wichita or South Florida. Now down 1 here in the 5th. Back continues. Oh, that ball's still going.
That's one where Arlette Hernandez is grateful it's foul. She throws that rise ball, though, in at the hands to create that kind of contact. Foul, out of play.
So 2-2 on McNeamer. Wisely works away. The ball's headed towards the Tar River. That's how far it was hit. On the outer skirts of Greenville.
Arlette McNeamer wishing it was a little bit more fair, though, to help out her mean green.
Pitch 101 from Hernandez, who threw over 120 in the earlier game. Dialed in. Completes the strikeout. And then, remember, those runners are moving because that's a live play. So second and third with 2 outs.
Up next is shortstop, number 9.
And Riley McNeamer obviously cannot advance to first because first base was occupied when she struck out. But as you noted, Evan, those base runners can move. That curveball from Arlette Hernandez breaking away
Really
from
good slide,
McNeamer.
too, for Moffitt. And a swinging strike there.
That's big for North Texas, right? Because now you have second and third with 2 outs. A single can score 2 here in this situation because of the good base running.
0-1 to Daniels. UTSA and North Texas were a combined 16-1 to start the year. They were the darlings of the league the first month. Have come back to earth, and now they fight to play the host team, ECU, tomorrow in our third round action. Good swing there on the rise ball.
It's just so exemplary, though, of the softball season because there's going to be ebbs and flows. You'll get hot, you'll cool down, you'll heat up again. And so it's trying to hit the right heat at this point of the year.
Turn those furnaces on as we kickstart May. Nice foul ball from Daniels.
And both of these teams have the capability to do it. We saw it from UTSA in game 1. That offense really started to heat up. And Arlette Hernandez, she can keep anybody in a ball game. And then North Texas, some pop from Blaze McNeamer. And then trying to get those big bats in the middle of the order heated up as well.
1-2 from the freshman ace. Eva Daniels, who was challenged this year to, in the fall, was a great player, but needed more energy. Needed to bring more juice herself. And Coach White said, we watch her in practice. You do it all, but you need to find ways to bring that leadership that stepped up in the shortstop duties, and now a huge spot in the 5th. That's a wild ball, swings and sneaks away, and now a tie game. Interesting turn of events in the 5th.
This is so tough for Arlette Hernandez because she makes a great pitch to Eva Daniels. Again, tight spin, a lot of movement, that curveball away, and it's so far away that it gets away from Brooklyn Metter behind the plate and results in a North Texas run.
Here comes Coach Studeman. As McNeamer waits, here's her last swing. Impressive in the second.
Got on top of this pitch on the inside corner, sends it out of the park. Blaze McNeamer providing pop that North Texas needed early. Can she do it again? She's having a conversation over at third with her head coach, Cody White, trying to figure out how she can bring more runs in.
That's unfortunate for North Texas. That could have ended the inning. But here's UNT pushing the bases on that strikeout earlier to move to second and third, and then scoring on the wild pitch strikeout. It's going to take a lot to get Arlette Hernandez out of this game. Her teammates hyping her up, keeping her in there with 2 outs.
Well, Van Studeman told us that just how much these young women support Arlette Hernandez and how confident they feel with her in the circle, and then vice versa. When we caught up with Arlette after game 1, she told us just how much these young women mean to her and how she wants to go out there and throw for them. Savannah telling us she wants the ball in her hands.
2-out spot for McNamara. This is away.
Hernandez able to spot that curveball so well. That's what she's been able to strike these North Texas hitters out on. Doesn't get it called, though, there on that first pitch.
Now the runner breaks. The throw's cut off. And that's how you start a rundown. Throw back to third. Got to get this ball out. And the tag there to end the inning. Smart play by UTSA to navigate damage. 3-3 game, though, as we go to the sixth.
To successfully execute a rundown, you need to do two things. Limit the amount of throws and shorten the distance. Sabrina Wick does that. See how she runs right at Brady Harmon. Only one throw right there. Here's one more to get the out. So nicely done by Sabrina Wick and the UTSA defense.
Given the fact North Texas ran around the bases to score a couple of runs early in this game, that's a critical play. Now we inch into the sixth. Winner has East Carolina tomorrow. All chalk so far in the bracket. Who's bringing their Sharpie to put their ticket tomorrow? Strike two. Lewinsky's come in to replace the young sophomore Anderson, who's doing her part. Touch to left, and that gets down. Good start for Madrid. You hear the chants of let's go from Michaela there, firing the pistols.
Michaela Madrid has been a fun player to watch this entire tournament. She has so much energy when she gets on base for her team, trying to fire them up. Just a bloop single, but that's all UTSA needs to get a rally going.
But another bloop single. Mundine up the middle. And imagine a game like this, the small ball now becomes a factor.
This is what UTSA has done all day long. Singles, hard hit line drives, and then a small ball as well. They haven't been too flashy. They're just making the most of what they have. And I think that that's what makes teams great in these moments is don't try to be something you're not. UTSA, you're great at making contact. You have some good hitters who are hot right now. You can execute the bunts and the small ball. Keep doing that.
Cody White with a quick chat with his whole infield coming together.
Well, I think for North Texas, you just fought so hard to tie this game back up, and so you don't want to panic too soon. You have a force at any base. It's the top of the sixth. You still have two more at-bats yourself to play with. And so I think it's just those reminders in games like this from your head coach that keep you grounded, keep you centered.
Cody, the father of 3, knows how to guide this young team through a tough situation. He brought them all together, preaching leadership with his staff in year 1. North Texas as the 6th seed, giving up a pop fly this time. There's a quick first out. Nice play from Blaze out there.
Our next shortstop, number 20, Cat Reyes.
There's Ledbetter coming in to run. The Troy, Texas product.
It's that time of the game where you want your fastest base runners on. That could be the potential game-winning run at second base. So empty the tank here with whoever you have that can help you win this game.
Signs coming in all different ways, we've learned today in the UTSA program. Reyes, who's 0 for 2. She bunts. That's foul.
This is more of a bunt for a hit situation from Katia Reyes because there is one out, and so that's why you saw her square later. When you're sacrifice bunting, you want to square early. Everybody knows what's coming. Get it down. Here, you're trying to sneak that bunt in against the defense.
All of a sudden, it's 2 and 2. Let's see how Reyes approaches this. Off Lewinsky's foot, and it's back up the middle. Scoring Madrid. Clutch hitting, and then the throw gets away. Here's a second run. Meet 5-3. Don't sleep on that golden rally fish. This team can't be stopped.
But again, Evan, it comes back to the good, solid contact. Not big hits into the gaps, not home runs. It's passing the bat, singles to generate runs for the Roadrunners.
There are young softball fans everywhere heading to get a pet fish. Because look at this team roll with 1-ounce knocks like this.
That pitch is low and away, and Katia Reyes just gets her hands to it, and Eva Daniels tries to make a play on it, but just unable to, and then a few miscues from the North Texas defense to allow 2 runs to score.
As that bunt goes foul.
Evan, I was so superstitious as a player that if I was UTSA, that rally fish would be getting the most divine treatment in that dugout to make sure it stays alive.
Talk about a resilient UTSA team. They had their tournament lives on the line earlier this afternoon, right? Memphis came storming back. Had 3 runs and a couple runners on base in the 7th, but Roadrunners get the huge outs that come back today. And that sneaks through. Hornback does her job. 6-3 Roadrunners.
Eva Daniels was shifted in to try to stop Katia Reyes from scoring from third, and because of that, this ball by Hornback hit right back up the middle, a chopper. Daniels can't get a good angle on it because she's so shallow, and again, UTSA, single, score the runs.
The Roadrunner team that had seemingly lost its confidence here in Greenville a week ago got swept, dropped to the 7 seed. Well, you couldn't tell now. Metter and crew are partying up in the UTSA dugout. And here's the hero from the earlier game, Skylar Rucker. She was all smiles, talking about her relationship with Christ, her teammates. For Savannah postgame, I loved her energy in that interview after the win.
And energy is the key word there from Skylar Rucker from this UTSA team. They bring so much of it. They bring so much joy and happiness to the game. And you see, even when they're down, they're trying to find ways to get back in the game and just believing in each other.
And if Arlette Hernandez keeps rolling in the circle, you got a chance. There's a rise ball strikeout, 2 away.
That was much needed for Brittany Lewinsky and the Mean Green. Getting one of the hottest hitters right now in UTSA's lineup to chase that rise ball. Sabrina Wick getting things going for UTSA. What was that, Evan? Another single up the middle. You sense the trend that we're getting here from UTSA in these last couple of innings?
Death by 1,000 singles. That's this UTSA offense on the weekend. They are hanging around, best season in almost a decade, certainly in their American Conference history. From their first tournament win in the league earlier today, and they're playing with house money. 3 more runs in the 6th.
And you'll see a lot of these UTSA hitters utilize that slash, right? So they're squaring around like they're going to bunt, then pulling back and running through and slashing it up the middle. And so it's like a combination of a slap and trying to also fake out the defense while doing it.
We need to get you a bat, Maria, because your excitement running through the slap hitting scenario in the booth.
I know.
You're ready to go.
I know. I wish I had a bat in my hands to demonstrate it, because some people use it to try to pull the infield in so that you can, guess what, chop it up the middle.
And Wick did just that last at bat and then doubled to put UTSA ahead last time up.
Exactly. You're drawing the defense in, so they take a couple steps, they're off balance, and now you just hit it past them. And even if the defense doesn't bite, it allows you to get your timing and see the ball better.
That's fought away by the first-team all-conference savvy second baseman.
A lot of these left-handed hitters in particular for the Roadrunners do it so well because they do have that ability to running slap, and it's hard for a defense to play a team like that because you don't know what depth to play them at.
Puts one in play. It's right at the base though, and North Texas cleans it up. Here's UTSA with 3 on the board. Now leading through 6.
Selection Sunday, Election Sunday, Election Sunday. 64 teams that want to get to Oklahoma City.
Everyone in the country wants to hear their name be called.
I feel like it's just the beginning of a new season.
That next season begins this Sunday. The NCAA Softball Championship Selection Special. Capital One has you covered 7 Eastern on ESPN2. And then at 8, the 7 Inning Lives crew breaks it all down. The road to Oklahoma City, just a few weeks away. Friday, May 15th. 2 teams in the American right in that conversation. Wichita State, South Florida. But right now it's UTSA proving their worth. Trying to upset North Texas and move along to face East Carolina tomorrow. In a conference and in a league where being the top seed has not always been the automatic berth. 4 straight years the 2 seed has actually won in the final. There's a good start. Blaze McNeamer, the pop-up. 5 outs to work with now for the Mean Green. It's a busy weekend leading up to Saturday in the American, but across the country, we're handing out tickets all over the place. That Big 12 battle, you know, Texas Tech's going to be involved some way, shape, or form, and then our matchup on ESPN2. And Maria, you'll be on the sidelines getting some info.
I will. I'm excited for that one. Noon Eastern time on Saturday here in Greenville. My biggest question is who's going to be in that game, though, because we've seen some great softball here today, Evan, and different teams peaking at the right times, and who matches up well against who is going to be the biggest question.
We know one thing, Florida Atlantic and Charlotte play tomorrow. The rest is still TBD. That ball's touched in the gap, and Taylor Platt finds real estate. The rallies never stop in that dugout. Kaylee Smith and Katie Brock doing their part.
I think one benefit for North Texas is they have multiple hitters who can change the game with a swing of the bat.
This swings out of play from Slovak.
Because of that, Evan, no deficit I think is too big for them, right? It's a lot. Listen, I love good at-bats, contact singles, up the middle. What UTSA has done has been incredible, but it's easier to come back with a big 2-run, 3-run home run swing.
That's why North Texas throughout the year, top 3 in this league in hits, and doubles, and home runs in almost every category. But as we've noted, these last 3 weeks, offense hard to come by for the Mean Green.
But they know the capability's there, right? So it's just digging deep enough to find it.
That's what they said in holes, too. This ball's popped up, but it's got some carry on it. Hang on now! 1-run game on the Slovak bomb. Power out of nowhere. And North Texas right back in it.
What did I tell you, Evan? This is a team that can change the game with one swing of the bat because of the power that they have. This pitch left on the outside corner. Casey Slovak hits it right back where it came from. The elevation, the power, all behind that swing from number 10 for the Mean Green.
The freshman making her presence felt against an all-freshman arm in Arlette Hernandez. Remember, Casey just entered the lineup in the last 10 games, and now she can't stop hitting. Here's Ryan Mitchell, the first baseman.
It's all about making the most of the opportunities that you're given. Casey Slovak started the year not in the lineup that much, but every time she got in there, she would get a hit, she'd make a play, and that's why Cody White goes with her and puts her in that leadoff spot.
We noted Mitchell's story transferring with Coach White from Central Oklahoma. Her first career hit, by the way, was against Candidate at Texas Tech at the start of February, so put that softball in a museum somewhere.
Listen, if you were doubting your ability to transfer to the Division I level, you have to feel pretty good if you can get a hit off Niger and Kennedy.
Now facing one of the best freshman pitchers in the country, Arlette Hernandez.
And that was something that Cody White told us that Ryan Mitchell struggled with at first. Was she going to be able to play at this level? Well, she settled in so nicely and has been a key piece for North Texas.
Pop up, lets Rucker run. Nice coverage. She's got the warning track covered, 2 away. By the way, that's a 250 pitch mark now for Arlette between the 2 games today.
She hasn't slowed down either. Arlette Hernandez throwing so many pitches, continuing with that speed. The spin is still there. It's incredible.
Zips a strike into Madison Conley.
If you're North Texas, though, stepping into the batter's box, I'm telling myself that, right? This pitcher has thrown so many pitches today. How can I capitalize on a mistake that she's bound to make?
Good corner strike, 0-2.
And then on the UTSA side, because we're always going to talk about both perspectives, you're saying, hey, I'm Arlette Hernandez. I've done such a great job of continuing to keep my speed and my spin throughout all of these pitches.
Maybe a slight bit of fatigue kicking in from Arlette, who stares at her wrist as if she had superpowers and control it.
I think it's more so she was trying to throw that changeup to Madison Conley, 0-2 count, and just holds on to it way too long. We saw her holding on to some of those pitches in that first game of the day. That changeup can get a little high for Hernandez.
Pretty close there.
And you saw her kind of look to her catcher, Brooklyn Mador, maybe saying, hey, let's not call that right now. Might not be working for Hernandez how she wants it to move.
In a year where Conley set 11 personal marks in category highs offensively. Takes a close one. It's 3-2.
But to that point, that's why I'd like to use a changeup against somebody like Madison Conley, because she does have so much power and strength, and so try to get her ahead of a pitch to squash some of that strength.
How about a 3-2? It's close, and a walk extends this 6th inning. The Slovak home run, Conley on now, and her running mate Moffitt gets a swing at it.
Looks like Cody White may go to a pinch runner here in this situation.
So fresh legs off the bench. That's Leanna Hull, the freshman out of Iowa.
Number 7, Leanna Hull.
We brought up this point with UTSA. It's that time of the game where you want your speed in there, empty the tank, use every player you have to try to win this game, and in the instance of North Texas, tie up this game.
With the fitting intro, a party like a rock star, the all-conference bat goes to work right away. Moffitt-Conley duo, 4 combined walks, but no hits for the 2 all-conference studs, and there's who's waiting tomorrow to see who they play. ECU beat UTSA at home, lost to North Texas on the road. Close pitch there to even the count.
And if you are East Carolina watching these games, you hope that they go longer, that there's more pressure added, because you're hoping that rest versus rust argument, can somebody get worn down before they play you?
What a grueling 2 games for Arlette Hernandez. 6 innings in the early game, 125 pitches. Now in the 6th year. Gets strike 2.
She's thrown so many pitches, but Arlette Hernandez still getting one of the best hitters in the American to chase a quick, late-breaking rise ball.
So it's 2-2. Moffitt fights it off.
I want to see her throw that rise ball again. I love when we slow that pitch down, Evan, because you can see how much vertical jump it has on it. And, you know, Moffitt swings at that thinking it's going to be right in her heat zone. It's so hard to lay off. This one, the curveball. Moffitt gets a piece of it to fight it off.
All-conference battery battle. Pitcher versus hitter. Now it's 3-2.
She tried to run that rise ball inside again, but gets away from her a little bit.
A 2-run homer this inning for Casey Slovak. And now the 3-2 to Moffitt. Good battle brewing.
North Texas trying to find a way to wear Arlette Hernandez down, but she has been such a workhorse for this UTSA team, just continuing to throw, continuing to fight.
How about another 3-2 pitch? A walk extends this inning.
Madison Conley and Elizabeth Moffitt, 2 prolific power hitters who also are unafraid to take a walk, and that's what North Texas needs in this scenario because they're down by a run.
Mac Morgan makes another trip.
She knows a thing or two about winning championships. A national championship with that Texas program a year ago. There was so much talk about Tegan Cavan, but Mac Morgan throwing some big innings for the Longhorns in that World Series. Having a conversation with Arlette Hernandez, trying to say, hey, look, you have 2 outs. Let's work through this. Find a way.
Coach Morgan faced her former squad in San Antonio. That was a great opening tournament. We touched on Nebraska and Washington and a few others that were in town. Sellouts aplenty for UTSA this year. Now Hitting it out. 2 away for Brady Harmon, the super utility second baseman.
And honestly, Evan, looking at this game as a whole, Brady Harmon has 2 of the best at-bats and best contact I've seen from hitters on either team. A double and a single, but just good, solid pieces of hitting.
The 1-0 to left, and there's a base hit. The pitch runner easily scores, and we're tied at 6. Adding to your quota of hard hit balls here for Brady Harmon.
And she's had them to all sides of the field as well. She went the opposite way the last time up. This time going to left field with a single. That pitch pretty much down the middle. Just needs to get a good piece of it. And Leanna Holt doing her job as a pinch runner, getting a great jump to score from second.
So Riley McNeamer has been held in check, and this Cody White unit showing a ton of resolve. Down 3 after giving up the top half. Look at the split cast in terms of how they're hitting. Biggest hit of the season from North Texas. McNeamer fights one off.
What a ball game, though, Evan. One team goes up, another team responds, and this is what you want to see in postseason softball. Battling until the very end. There's been so much energy from both teams, so much grittiness from Roadrunners, so much grittiness from the Mean Green. I love it. This is what mayhem is all about.
So gritty, we're doing the gritty here on ESPN+.
I am not doing the gritty.
0-2 battle. Out of the way.
Are you going to try to do the gritty? Can we get a boot cam up here?
We have to try it. Bottom 4 in this North Texas lineup. They provided some pop. Platt and McNeamer had 3 combined hits. Riley in her 175th career game. A lot of experience in the bottom of this order. Waits the 1-2. Hernandez is pitching on fumes right now, trying to get out of this inning.
142 pitches just in this game alone, and having to go against some of the best hitters in this conference and doing it so well.
Also through the opener, 6 innings earlier today. And here's the 2-2. Another close pitch, full count. Those are grueling innings.
Especially this 6th one, already up to 34 pitches, her longest inning by far.
3-2 to McNeamer. Just keep adding to those totals.
Riley McNeamer doing everything she can here in this at-bat. That was the 8th pitch.
So pitch 145 for good measure. Another miss. And this is all with 2 outs. 3 walks and a single.
You start to wonder, is that fatigue settling in for Arlette Hernandez? She has been so incredible this entire day, and so trying to make sure that she can find a way to get her team back in to the dugout and get the bats going again.
Here's a pure, powerful freshman entering off the bench for North Texas, Layla Nobles out of Pearland. Coach White brought her off the bench in a huge pitch hit, single and go-ahead knock against Florida Atlantic back in early April. Searching for a similar duties here in a bases-loaded spot.
And I hope that Layla Nobles has watched her teammates in this inning and seen what Arlette Hernandez is throwing, right? You know that she's struggling to find the zone right now because of how many pitches she's thrown. So be patient up there.
Now it's 2-0 with a walk-filled inning.
And you have to recognize, too, a walk in this instance is an RBI, so you need to be patient. Yes, take a good aggressive hack if it's your pitch right down the middle, but I'd make Arlette Hernandez throw me one here.
The 2-0. There's a good strike. Grueling 40-pitch inning for Arlette Hernandez, the freshman all-conference arm. Holds up, so it's 3-1. A 3-run sixth and threatening on 3-1. Popped up. And how about UTSA? Giving up 3, but holding 3 after their Slovak homer.
Casey Slovak helping her team get back in this game off the pole in center field. 6-6 in Greenville, North Carolina.
Six game as we begin the 7th, the tournament where all the top seeds have advanced so far, but our best game of the night. 3 runs for each team in the 6th, and now Lewinsky goes back to work in the circle. Gives up a line drive out to open up the 7th. Worth noting, Annika Anderson is warming in the pen, but these are big innings here for Brittany Lewinsky.
You can imagine Cody White just wants another arm ready if he needs to go back to Anderson late in this game.
It's a lonely place. It's Savannah, and the arm's warming up.
I want to see Savannah go catch Annika Anderson.
Instead, a pop-up to right. And that ball had some legs on it late, 2 away. UTSA who grinded a 3-run 6th with singles all over the place. And now Michaela Madrid gets a 2-out spot. She goes hacking early.
These UTSA hitters understanding that it's the top of the 7th inning. They don't want this game to be tied going into the bottom half to have some of that pressure on them, and so trying to generate a run. And I think that's where you're seeing the aggressive cuts against Brittany Lewinsky here in the top half of the 7th.
Or Texas will have the bottom 2 in its lineup. Now, of course, McNeamer hit a home run earlier, so who knows what could happen here late. Roadrunners who held off Memphis earlier today now hitting the 7th. They're down to their last strike. The senior Brittany Lewinsky back to work. And a slow chopper here. We go to the bottom of the 7th. North Texas searching to win it and move on in this American tournament. to close out night one of the American Conference Championships. UTSA jumped out early, and Arlette Hernandez, who's thrown almost every pitch of the entire tournament, goes back to work in the 7th. Mean Green bats came to life in the 6th, tying it up with 3, and McNeamer, who homered earlier tonight, gets another swing at it. Healthy hack there.
What I want to see from North Texas in this inning is patience combined with aggression. And I know that sounds completely different, but it's not. I want you to take aggressive hacks at pitches that you know you can square up, but make Arlette Hernandez throw you those pitches.
This is poked to right center. Good start for McNeamer, who's got a 2-hit day and the go-ahead run now in scoring position.
And so that's what I mean by patient aggressiveness, right? Blaze McNeamer waiting for something that she can drive in the gap. And we've seen Arlette Hernandez struggle a little bit in these later innings because of how many pitches she's thrown. This one left right down the middle, the curveball, and McNeamer goes with it to the opposite field.
And now Addie Perry comes in to pitch runs. That's the big-time special pitch runner. And now it looks like UTSA will make a change here in the 7th. That's what North Texas does so well, knocking doubles in the gap. And Arlette Hernandez, a curtain call, desperately needed. An Iron Woman in the circle today. And she'll exit.
That curtain call certainly earned for Arlette Hernandez. The amount of pitches she's thrown, the way that she's kept her team in this game, not only in this game, but also in game 1. She's a big reason they are even playing here tonight against North Texas. So all of the flowers and all the credit to Arlette Hernandez.
Like a Derby Rose flower?
Ooh, yeah, I think so, definitely.
Nice.
Absolutely.
So a pitching change here for UTSA. We're going to stay here because this game has been tight from the jump. The new arm is Madison Collins, the redshirt junior Tarleton State transfer. All those innings that Hernandez has eaten this year. You get an arm like Collins, has only thrown in 30 innings, but now comes in a huge spot here in the 7th. Reagan Stout pitched the final inning in the earlier game. That was to hold off Memphis. And now Collins' task is to keep these North Texas powerful lineup in order.
It's a little bit different look from Arlette Hernandez, going from a right-handed pitcher to a left-handed pitcher, maybe trying to switch things up if you're Van Studeman. And I think the biggest thing here is just trying to get a fresh arm in the circle after all of the pitches and innings that Hernandez has fired away today.
2 straight lefties in Cody White's order. So Collins comes in. Addie Perry, the new runner. Collins did throw once against North Texas in the regular season, just 2 innings, and that was all the way back in late March. We transformed the start of May, and here's where signature moments are made. Taylor Platt gets a turn at it. You already see what's on the mind of North Texas.
You need 1 run to win this ball game, and you have a left-handed slapper who has the ability to bunt at the plate. If I'm Cody White, I'm giving her 3 chances to get this down.
The infield is crashing immediately for UTSA. And there's the 1-0 pitch. Now it's 2-0.
And I wonder if North Texas thinking here, let's see if we can get a strike call before we go to that bunt. Maybe we get on with a walk here.
Collins misses again. The Slovak has already homered up next. This is an ideal start if you're North Texas.
You have to take here 3-0.
Your words, not mine. Let's see what happens.
In my opinion.
Right on cue.
I think about it again, and if you're not going to take here, I'm bunting here. I think that give yourself 2 opportunities to hit and a run from third base.
Platt awaits 3-1. Fouls it off. Leadoff double. McNeamers had a great night. Perry comes in to run. And here's the 3-2 to Platt. Oh, cooking with the rise ball. Collins, the big punch out.
Madison Collins works back from a 3-0 count, climbing the ladder with the rise ball. Platt fouled off one before. This time, though, she goes higher in the zone. Platt unable to make contact.
Okay, Slovak, the ball's in your court. Freshman DP. Aggressive right away.
Casey Slovak already with a walk-off earlier this year against Florida Atlantic. She's been good in the clutch for North Texas. That's why she's in the leadoff spot. Already with a big hit in this game.
Aggressive again, 0-2. Talking to a dugout between pitches. A clutch hitter all year long. And has earned the spot in the leadoff role here in the last 2 weeks. Coach White so high in his freshman class, and Slovak's one of those anchors. Here's the 0-2. Slow roller. Nice play for the second out.
It's a quality at bat, though, from Casey Slovak. Hits the ball to the right side, so she's able to advance Perry to third. So now a single can easily score the game-winning run.
And already a run in this game on a strikeout wild pitch, too, from North Texas. So anything can happen in this spot. This is Araya Mitchell, the hottest hitter in UNT's lineup here in the month of May. Mitchell late, strike one.
Madison Collins utilizing that curveball to left-handed hitters, and it's breaking away from those on the left side of the plate, and they're having difficulty with it here in this inning.
The 0-1 to Mitchell. The take.
Collins goes back to that pitch, this time a little bit higher. I think I'd keep putting it there against left-handed hitters.
North Texas riding a 6-game losing streak against the gauntlet of Wichita and South Florida. Now one swing from extending their tournament lives.
Inside that time on Araya Mitchell. Now she's ahead in the count.
The sophomore of Oklahoma digs in. 1-2 from Collins. Back up the middle. North Texas dancing deep into the night.
Two outs, two strikes. Game on the line. Araya Mitchell in the batter's box for North Texas. It all comes down to her in a clutch moment. Cody White having all the confidence in the world, and she delivers for the Mean Green.
Look at that emotion, breaking the losing streak, keeping their hopes alive. Down 3 in the 6th. Have to overcome one of the best pitchers in this league, and this is why the North Texas offense is so dangerous, because of at bats like this.
At bats like this and hitters like Araya Mitchell, that pitch is below her knees, Evan, and she still squares it up right back up the middle. That's what the Mean Green needed. Go celebrate. Oh my goodness, what a ball game.
Despite the best efforts of our friends Billie Jean the Goldfish for UTSA, North Texas keeps on swimming in this fantastic American Championship.
You have to give credit to UTSA, though, what they were able to do today, winning the first game, getting to this game, and fighting till the very end. Arlette Hernandez, hats off to you and everything that you've been able to do. What a game.
And now North Texas face the host school in East Carolina tomorrow as the bracket starts to finalize. We're down to 6 teams left in this American tournament. Look at that emotion. Yes.
Araya Mitchell all smiles, as she should, though. That is so... I can't even explain just the emotions that she's probably feeling and what this team is feeling. As you said, Evan, they've struggled to get to this game, and Savannah now has a very happy player with her.
Blaze, your second home run this season. Couldn't have come at a better time. We'll work through the rest of that game in the second, but take me back to that moment, the 2-run shot.
I was just so excited that the person in front of me got on, and I was ready to help my team win this game and get ahead early, and I was just thinking, relax, because I know how to hit the ball, and I can.
You're the game-winning run here in the 7th, standing on third, looking at your teammate. What's going through your mind?
I have full belief in her that she can do it. So.
This team is loud. You guys rally around each other. You never really felt down, always found a way back in this game. What is that about this North Texas group that makes them special?
Fight that we have for each other and for our seniors to keep this season going and find a way to win.
Lessons after day 1 in the tournament that you maybe take into tomorrow. That's for you.
The energy. That's it.
That'll do it, Blaze. Congrats on the win. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Savannah. Thanks, Blaze. You see North Texas moving right along. So the top seeds continue to roll. A little tighter tonight than we saw earlier in the tournament. And all of a sudden, Maria, the heavy hitters get rolling with Florida Atlantic and ECU looming tomorrow.
And again, what will play out, rust. I don't know. There's some momentum coming from the Charlotte team that won earlier today. And now, how about the momentum that the Mean Green have heading into this matchup against East Carolina?
Wasn't just the Stars who stepped up. North Texas getting all different contributions and a comeback win. UTSA put their best foot forward, but not enough tonight. For Maria Trivalpice, Savannah Collins, Evan Budrovich, this is a presentation of ESPN. You can watch the archives on the ESPN app, and the American Tournament continues tomorrow.